Hi guys. Alright, so Matthew said that I was better than that last video, so this is my do-over on drafting that desk in 3D. Okay, here we go. So the first thing I did is I went into my 2D drawing. Okay, I'm on the design layer, not on the sheet layer, and I've selected everything and I'm copying it, Control C, and then I'm pulling it into my new on the CS Arts template workspace, my new file, Control V. Here is all of my 2D drawings of that desk. Okay, so I have those now as a reference. Great, awesome. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is start changing components of these things into their 3D counterparts. So I'm gonna take the top and we're going to just convert it straight into the desktop itself. And the way we do that is using something called an extrude. So an extrude is a 2D object, like a rectangle or any two-dimensional shape. And when you give it thickness, that's extruding it. So so the word extrude means to like push out. So if you have a pasta making machine, or if you've seen one, then like the pasta gets pushed out, the pasta dough gets pushed out through the thing and it makes the little squiggly pastas. So that is like an extrusion. So this is a extrusion in Vectorworks. So to get extrude, Control E is the create extrude shortcut. I've selected the top here and I'm gonna make it 1 inch because that's how thick the top of the desk is. All right, so now what will happen is if I switch into a 3D view, Shift C, you can see it now has thickness. It's now a 3-dimensional thick object instead of a 2D flat object. And one of the things that happens when you switch something into 3D is it starts to go transparent, right? It's no longer a solid fill object. Now it's a 3D object and it loses its fill as it goes into a 3-dimensional mode. I'm going to go up here and switch back into top plan. All right, here we are. So we're in top plan. The next thing I need to do is move this from the ground. Right now it's stuck on the ground up to the height of this top edge here. Okay, so the way I'm going to move it to that height is I'll measure how tall it is from the ground to that tabletop, 2'5", and I will make that the bottom Z. So Z is the vertical dimension, right? You have X, which is left to right, you have Y, which is up and down, and then height is Z. Let's change that to 2'5". Great. So now you can switch back into your 3D mode. Sure didn't go, did it? 2'5", floats up in the air compared to the things that are on the ground. Yeah? Okay. Next, I want to draw this frame that's sitting underneath it. So when I look over at my drawing, right, that frame wraps around right underneath it. It doesn't look like it's solid. It looks like it's probably just like an open frame, like on a platform. So that's what we'll draw. Let's switch back into top plan view. And now we're going to draw something that's equal in width to this, but only as thick as a board. So it's going to be this wide. Okay, it's going to be not as tall, so the height is maybe 1.5 inches. Okay, so now it's still a little bit heavier than the tabletop, but it's not the total height thickness. And then it's going to be this far in from the edge, which we determined last time was 1.25 inches, and you can always go back and measure again. So how far away is it from the edge? Oh, 1.25 inches. Great. So I'll take this and I'll move it, Control M, which will work for you, but it doesn't work for me, so I have to go up to this menu, Control M, move. I don't want any X offset because I don't want it to move left to right. I just want it to move north to south. And my Y offset is going to be 1 1/4 inches. Okay, there it is. All right. Now I'm going to extrude it. So I'm going to give it a height. another dimension, a third dimension, and that extrusion distance needs to be equal to how tall it is in side view. So I'm going to grab my linear dimension tool again, and that height is 3.5 inches. Extrude 3.5 inches. Let's look at what's going on. Okay, so now I have that board, but it's stuck on the ground. Hi, guys. What's up?
Lily, I love you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I love you too, Nina. What's up, dude? Lunchtime?
I don't love me.
Are you going to be in my Vectorworks tutorial video?
Yeah.
All these people you are. It's happening right now.
Wait,
Hello.
like it's live?
No, it's not live. I'm recording it for this afternoon.
Oh, then we interrupted. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I can edit it out. I'm all good.
What?
Hey, okay, back to you guys. I'll edit that out. That was a lot. All right, so here we are. Stuck to the ground, not cute. I need to know how tall to put it off of the ground. And there's two ways I can do it. I can either measure it and create an extrude and use the bottom Z to lift it up to where I want it to go. Or I can switch into a front view and then I can just snap it from the front view. Okay, I'm gonna do that way this time. So if I click on front here, now I'm snapped into a front view, which means that as I move things around, I'm only going to be moving them in this plane, right? Screen aligned. Not going to be moving them backwards and forwards, just up and down. Then I can grab it by its midpoint, snap in the Y direction, and pop it right up to the table. Shift C. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now I'm going to go back into my top view, top plan view. I'm going to use my mirror tool to mirror another copy of this board to the other side. I'm going to draw that horizontal framing piece. Okay, I'm going to make it the same thickness, 1.5 inches. That was not it. 1.5 inches. Great. Click. Extrude. Oh, nope. I hit shift and not control. Control E. 3.5 inches. Now it'll match. And now this guy, I want to use the side view to alter it, right? So it's still on the ground. If I slip into a side view, like the right view, now I'm perpendicular to the side of the thing, of this desk. I can pick it up by its midpoint. And boom, there it is. Ooh, fancy. Now it has 3 sides. Okay, let's snap back into top view, top plan. I'm gonna zoom in on it. So one issue it has, right, is that it's now kind of offset to the edge. I can pick it up by its endpoint, clean that up, which I totally failed to do. Beautiful. And now I will mirror it once again across the center so that I have a copy of it on the other side. There it is. Boom. Beautiful. Okay. So that's now this whole desktop situation. So now I need to do the legs. Okay. What I know about the legs is the X dimension is going to be as wide as this. Lunch is over or something. 3.5 inches. The wide dimension is going to match this thickness in my side view. No, but really, oh boy. 1.5 inches, okay? So 3.5 inches by 1.5 inches is this rectangle for the leg. Cool. So this leg, and let's look back at our picture, right? Now it's going to sit inside of those guys. So there's one leg, the top view of that leg. I'm going to extrude that all the way up to the tabletop, which we measured just a moment ago. That all the way up to the tabletop would be 2 foot 5 inches plus 3.5 inches, so 2 foot 8.5 inches will be the extrusion of this leg. So it goes all the way up to the tabletop and doesn't just stop here at the bottom edge of that frame. Because you've built things, you understand why that is important. So extrude, Control E, 2 foot 8.5 inches. Okay, let's see what happened. That is the wrong number of inches, right? That looks whack. 2 foot 5 inches is what I meant. Perfect. I love it. Thanks, dude. All right, 2 foot 5 inches. It looks so good, right? It's sitting right underneath that tabletop, just like we always wanted. Amazing. Perfect. Oh, good. I will catch you. Come on, Thursday. Great. Top view. Mirror. My old friend, the mirror tool. Your friend and mine. Perfect. Sorry. I love it. Sounds great. Cool. Okay, let's see where we are. 4 legs. That's so good. Okay, so now I need the bottom framing piece. Okay, this guy over here. And I think there's a couple of ways to do it. We can either go into the side view and draw it there, or we can go back to top plan and just draw those rectangles in. So if I'm in top plan view and I draw these rectangles just like this, then I can extrude them, Control E, to 1.5 inches. Right? You see, it's all working. Let me go back into top plan. And I'm gonna mirror it across to the other side. Okay. Right? All of that is working really well for me. So now the last step is gonna be to do that cross brace piece, right? This guy. And the quickest way to do it is going to be to copy it out of my 2D drafting, extrude it, and then rotate it so that it goes up into that vertical plane. So I'm going to just Control C, Control V. I just moved it up here so it's closer to what I'm going for. I think we said it was 1 inch wide when we did it. I can use the unconstrained linear dimension. No. Yes. Let's see if it's true. 1 inch. X. Let's extrude it. Control E, 1 inch. Okay. So now what I have is that X, but it's on the ground and it's flat and I want it to be vertical. So I'm going to snap myself into the front view. Okay. And then once I'm in the front view, I can rotate up from the ground. Just like this. Pow, 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 pow. Boom. Okay? So far, so good. So there it is on the ground. I'm going to move it up. So Control M, not going to work. Got to use my window here. Move. X offset, 5 inches, something like that, right? So that it's in that correct height. And then I'm going to grab it from its midpoint. Okay? If I hold Shift, it's going to keep it at the same height, and then I can center myself on this midpoint. See how I got that little red square around my cursor? And now it's centered in the table leg. Let's see if that's real. Okay, it's close, right? So if I get to the side view, it's shifted a little bit off in that direction, but it's correct in the top and the front views. So now I'll just go into the side view, like the right side, okay? And I can just move it over. Wait a second. That's tricky. It's rotated wrong. You see, these sides are flat. That's okay though. I can rotate it around to correct it while I'm in this side view. I'm going to pick it up by the center point and then just rotate it right around 90 degrees. Huh. This is different from my last drawing, isn't it? What did I do differently? I think it's that I set the legs inside the frame on this one, right? Because see how it's like a different angle? Alright, we're gonna just go into the extrude to correct that. I did something wrong, but that's okay. I'm gonna go into the extrude, right? Here I am. And then I should be able to pick this up and just squish it. Did you see how I did that? I was able to just squish it right into the place where it belongs. That looks awesome. And then when I exit extrude, it'll make it 3D. And now I think it's perfect, actually. Right? That looks great. Do you agree? I hope you agree, because I'm about done making this video. Top plan. Now I'm going to mirror it to the other side, and this is my last step. And at this point, I have the complete 3D drafted desk.